Welcome to this episode of Federation Angler TV. We're at Big Stone Lake in Ortonville, Minnesota for the third stop of the Cabela's Masters Walleye Circuit, presented by LOWRANCE. Located on the Minnesota-South Dakota border, Big Stone Lake is just over 26 miles long and boasts a healthy population of walleyes. But the springtime weather pattern is in full effect as anglers have seen a 40-degree drop in temperatures throughout pre-fishing. This shift in weather could set the stage for a very difficult next 2 days of tournament competition.
Been pretty tough pre-fishing last weekend. Everything was really good. Bite was good, and then slowly died down as we had some pretty severe weather. Not severe, but cold, snow. So we'll see how things go today. Hopefully our fish are still there, and it turns out well for us. So good luck to everyone.
It's been a tough week. Hopefully things come together today for us.
It looks like a nicer day. We're going to have sunshine and lighter winds, so it's probably going to be better than the last few days of pre-fishing.
It's been chilly. Water temperatures have dropped 8 to 10 degrees, so the anglers are going to be finding something different than what they had pre-fishing. We're looking for about a 30-pound bag to win this tournament. 2 days. We're at day one takeoff.
With the boats in the water and anglers taking to Big Stone Lake on this first day of tournament competition, here's a look at the layout for this event. Each boat is allowed to weigh in up to 5 fish per day. Fish must be at least 15 inches long. Each angler can weigh in 1 fish over 20 inches, and the team with the highest total weight after 2 days wins. One group of anglers hoping to catch the most weight and claim the title this week is the team of John Oakes and Brent Haslin. The duo is starting their day close to takeoff and looking to capitalize on their local knowledge as they found some solid fish during practice.
Well, we got a little spot here. We've got a couple nice fish here. The water's gotten kind of muddy with all the wind lately, so we're hoping it kind of laid down a little bit. But honestly, we haven't had a great bite as far as numbers. The few fish we've caught have been good. So I guess we're casting cranks, and we're in that 6-7 foot of water, and we're hoping the fish kind of slide up here, but we'll see.
Yeah, grew up here around Ortonville area. Fished this lake a lot. Fun lake, but it's been brutal the last couple days with the cold and the wind. So we'll see what happens today, I guess.
As the morning is starting off slow for John and Brent, we move to another section of the lake where we find Mike Doris and Brian Torridson. They too are finding the bite to be tough as the cold front earlier this week has the fish not willing to bite.
Cold front, nothing's going down. We're hoping bobbers will go down, but we haven't caught a fish since Tuesday, and it's just tough. We're just down here in the southern basin, crystal clear water, which is good. We always seem to catch fish when it's crystal clear. When it cloudies up, we don't catch them. That's usually the opposite, usually looking for cloudy water. But I think these fish like to feed in crystal clear water, so we're just throwing some leeches underneath bobbers out on some boulders down here. We came through here yesterday, marked some boulders, and we're just hoping that we can get a leech in the edge of a boulder and there's a walleye living next to it. We're looking for 1 or 2 bites today. We think, somewhere between 7 and 12 pounds, we might be able to get up in that top 10, and that's what we're kind of hoping for.
Well, it's about 10:30. The bobber bite hasn't been going very good, so we're going to make a little bit of a run, and caught some fish earlier in the week trolling crankbait, so we'll go try that for a while, and if that doesn't work, we'll have to go to plan C.
The tough conditions today are forcing anglers to change areas and search for different ways to try and make the fish bite. We meet back up now with John Oakes and Brent Haslin, who've also changed areas and are scrambling in hopes of landing their first keeper walleye.
Well, we're just, I'm trying some a jig and a minnow, trying a little bit live bait. We're more of crankbait casters and trollers, but I don't know, being the cold weather and the colder water temps, I don't know, trying something a little slower.
Let me know if you want me to net it, Brent.
Well, I don't know, it depends.
Stay tuned to see what the duo has on the other end of their line. This episode of Federation Angler TV is brought to you by Cabela's. It's in your nature. Find, navigate, dominate with LOWRANCE. And Ranger Boats, still building legends, one at a time.
Let me know if you want me to net it, Brett.
Oh, I don't know, it depends where I got them hooked. Why couldn't you just be a walleye? Yeah, he's right at the top of the dorsal fin. He's not a big one like that one the other day.
Oh, right in the top of the back, huh?
Yeah. Okay, here he comes. Don't break my rod.
That's about half the size of the one you got the other day.
While the Cabela's MWC is at Big Stone Lake this week to fish for the lake's thriving population of walleyes, this impoundment is full of numerous other species of fish that draw anglers from all over the region to fish these waters.
It's a trophy lake for bluegills. We've had some bluegills up to 2 pounds that were caught this winter. The perch will range from 7, 8, 9 inches up to 12, 13 inches. And opening weekend, which last weekend, the crappies bit really well out here, and that's another species that's having a big comeback now. And our walleye population is second to none.
Sitting alongside the border of Minnesota and South Dakota, Big Stone Lake is popular for its diverse fish population, as well as its numerous tourist attractions, including the famous Paul Bunyan's boat anchor. The area around the lake offers many things to do, while at the same time preserving a small-town, old-timey feel.
We've done some downtown revitalization, some new light poles, kind of went retro a little bit, so they're not the newfangled ones, but more back in the 50s or 60s. We've had some new buildings on Main Street. It's always a struggle in these small towns to keep vitality on Main Street, but we do the best we can, and tourism is actually one of our biggest assets we have, and we really cater to those people between our resorts, our eating establishments. We really appreciate these guys in town. It adds life to the town. Main Street, seeing the nice boats go through town, seeing the guys in the restaurants, at the gas station. Everybody kind of appreciates them here, whether you're directly affected business-wise or just to see the professionals in town. And they all act real professional. We don't have any problems with them. It's really a nice time this week when they're here.
And now back to tournament action, where the anglers have just a few hours left until weigh-in. Being later in the day, the temperature has begun to rise, and we check in with Troy Morris and Corey Heiser to see if the warming weather is helping their bite.
Well, we were hoping that the sunny day kind of warmed things up for us. We're fishing in an area here that's got a lot of rock in it, and the dirty water, we're kind of trying to concentrate on a little bit of dirty water so that sun kind of warms the water up a little bit more, but it seems like it's getting a little colder during the day. The water temps are dropping again. We were out earlier in the week and it was about 52 degrees, and now we're down to 45 degrees, and it's dropped about a half a degree throughout the day today. So fish are just really lethargic. We're working plastic baits really slow, just trying to pull them through the water column, let them sit on the bottom for a little bit, pop them off the bottom again, and just trying to get those reaction bites.
Late into the day here on day one, it seems as though these weary walleye do not want to react to any lure these anglers are putting in front of them. One team, though, has struck gold and connected with a keeper walleye under these tough conditions. On a day like today, one bite can make all the difference heading into the final day.
Number 7 crankbait, trolling about 70 feet of line out, just following the contour, and he finally struck one. That's what you call the gold.
Well, we just started doing a little trolling here. Pitched the area here all day, or all morning till right now, which is 1. So we just decided to switch up, put some plugs on, and do some trolling, and we just caught our first fish.
Time has run out on Dennis and David here on day one, and we go now to weigh in to see how their one fish stacks up against the field.
Next up, Dennis Clark out of Rochester, Minnesota. David Reese out of Blooming Prairie. Well, it's representing. It doesn't have the top. 5 pounds, 3 ounces.
That one fish is not enough for the pair to crack the top 10. Though anglers aren't bringing many fish to the scales, the ones that are showing up are quality fish.
6 pounds, 12 ounces. Oh, it's not a bad fish. 7 pounds, 10 ounces for that one fish.
Not one 5-fish limit was caught today. But a team of brothers, Chris and Joe Kujawa, managed to crack the code ever so slightly on Big Stone Lake to catch 4 solid fish and claim the day 1 lead.
Oh, 4 is doing good. We got 8 pounds, 8 ounces, moves you into first place. The brother do the work, or was it all you?
It was a team effort.
It always is. That's the way you want to answer that one.
Following the conclusion of the day 1 weigh-in, here's a look at the top 10 going into the final day. Join us after the break for final day action on Big Stone Lake. This episode of Federation Angler TV is brought to you by Lowe Equipment Attachments, Mercury, Go Boldly, Airwave Pedestals, make a great day better, and Church Tackle Company. We didn't invent the planer board, we just perfected it. It's time now for final day action of the 2017 Cabela's MWC on Big Stone Lake, presented by LOWRANCE. Tough fishing conditions greeted the anglers on day 1, as a wintry weather pattern earlier in the week cooled the bite down, keeping a large portion of the field from catching any keepers. With the title on the line today and warming temperatures forecasted, anglers are optimistic about their chances out on Big Stone Lake.
Yesterday was tough for us. The fish that we were on did not cooperate yesterday, so hopefully today's a better day.
We're going to go do the same thing. We're going to just stick with our pitching jigs on the rocks and slip bobber, and we had a couple nice fish caught by us, so hopefully today we get the bite.
We didn't get any walleye bites yesterday, so we're hoping that'll change today.
With the nerves building and tensions high on this final day, no one team may be feeling those emotions more than our day 1 leaders, Chris and Joe Kujawa. The 2 brothers brought in 4 fish for 8 pounds and 8 ounces to claim a nearly 1 pound lead over second place. The duo is excited to see what the day has in store for them.
It was a long night, dreaming of big fish.
Feels great. We're not really sure what to go do yet. We've tried everything. It's a terrible bite out here, but just got to keep popping around, bouncing around until we find some fish that cooperate and decide to bite.
Renowned for its quality walleye population, Big Stone Lake is capable of producing a double-digit bag on any given day. With the weights all close together, this tournament is wide open. Knowing they have to catch solid fish to maintain their lead, the Kujawa brothers hit their first spot, hoping to find a few Big Stone Lake lunkers.
The weather's been bad. We missed out on a couple days of pre-fishing. We've lost 15 or more degrees of water temperature since we've been here on Sunday. And now that the weather's straightening out, these fish are post-spawn a couple weeks and ready to explode, so I imagine we'll see some more fish and some better weights today.
We've been fishing together our whole life. Me and him and another brother, 3 of us go out quite a bit. We have all our lives, and I don't know, we probably got into professionally fishing 2 years ago and had a blast doing it and just tried to pursue it a little further. We've ended up all over, and from Erie to Devil's Lake, and a lot of new scenery, and it's a lot of fun going from body water to body water and figuring things out.
Come on, puppies, bite.
One particular team who has figured things out early on today is the second place group of Jared Fredericks and Thomas Larson. Already with 1 fish in the live well, they're looking to put the heat on the leaders on this final day.
Fish, fish.
Nice one too.
Yes! Yeah! That's what I'm talking about! Yes! Woo!
Oh man, that's gonna help.
Oh, we barely had it.
Yeah, baby.
Look at that fish. This is why we go to Big Stone.
With big fish starting to show up, who's going to claim the title? Find out after the break. This episode of Federation Angler TV is brought to you by Okuma, Inspired Fishing, Bagley, Legendary Action, and G-Juice Live Well Treatment.
The day's not over. We just put in one of my biggest fish we've ever put in at a tournament. And we got big fish yesterday, and you know, this today I think is gonna be a better bite than yesterday. So we got 2 fish in live well. We need 3 more. We need another over if we want to do any kind of good for standing wise and take a paycheck home. These fish are not making it easy, and man, if we can put 5 fish in live well on a day like today, it's every ounce counts. I mean, we need every ounce. So if we get 3 more 15s, I'd be tickled pink.
Action seems to be picking up on some parts of the lake, creating the possibility for a team to come from behind and claim the title. One of those teams, also in striking distance, is the 3rd place pairing of Dan Sonny and Jim Hartman.
Fish have been in here since opening day. They've been laying in the bottom, you could see them, but we're very hard to get to bite this week. And then today we have 2 fish in the live well, and they both come about a couple 100 yards apart for those 2 bites. And that's about it. Crystal clear water today.
Oh, bobber's down.
Get that one out there first. There we go.
Got him?
He's on, whatever it is. Great color.
Yeah, it's walleye.
It's right in the tip of his mouth too, Dan. All right. Slow bite, but I think this one's gonna make her.
That might be 15. Ooh, it's short, Jim.
Is he short?
Yep. 14 3/4.
It's a game of inches today on Big Stone Lake, as keeper bites have been hard to come by throughout the event. One 15-inch fish can be the difference in winning or coming in second.
We got 3 fish in the box. We got about a half hour to go, and we need 2 more fish yet. And I think we got her buttoned up, but I think it's going to be pretty close at the moment.
Another fish would be some good insurance. So hopefully we can get that one last bite or both.
We've got 61 teams out there, 2 flights. First flight's coming in at 3 o'clock. Got a couple staged up.
The first team to challenge the leaders during this final day weigh-in are Jared Fredericks and Thomas Larson, who we saw land a nice over earlier in the day.
There she finally locked in. 11 pounds, 8 ounces. Moves you into first.
Anchored by a 6-pound, 13-ounce stud, Larson and Fredericks take the early lead. But as was mentioned earlier, no lead is safe on Big Stone Lake, as the quality fish are there. It's just a matter of figuring them out.
Locked in at 14 pounds, 5 ounce, but with yesterday's total, you got 20 pounds, 1 ounce.
With a 2-day total of just over 20 pounds, Artie and Scott Arndt jump to the top of the leaderboard, leaving Chris and Joe Kujawa needing roughly 11.5 pounds to be crowned champion.
10 pounds, 11 for 19 pounds, 3 ounce.
The Kujawa brothers come up just short, allowing local favorite and last year's winner Artie and Scott Arndt to claim the title and repeat as champion here on Big Stone Lake.
You know, after yesterday, we kept ourselves in the hunt. We went out in 10th place, and Scott and I talked about it, and you know, the big thing is fishing conditions, and you know, water cleared up, so we knew we had to find some dirty water and go out a little deeper. We were patient. We kind of ground it out, and slowly throughout the day, we got our fish.
Great memories growing up here fishing lake. We grew up on a lake about 2 miles north of town, and just fishing off the dock. Dad just letting even Artie and I go out when we were young kids, take the boat out and go out and fish walleyes, and just feeling, just being proud of catching our own fish as kids, young kids, and so it's pretty neat today. Even just having a win today with your brother is pretty special. It was a great experience this weekend.
Here's a look at the final standings of the Cabela's MWC at Big Stone Lake. Starting at the top, following their impressive Day 2 stringer are Artie and Scott Arndt. Falling to second after grabbing the Day 1 lead are Chris and Joe Kujawa. And in third, powered by their 2 big fish catches this week, are Jared Fredericks and Thomas Larson. Thank you for watching the Cabela's Masters Walleye Circuit, and we'll see you next time on Federation Angler TV.